Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is an IS-2 shielded. It's the Tier 7 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the northeast spawn of Glacier and it's under the command of Mr. Lan. Okay, game on. Well, like the all IS-2s, it's got the 122mm gun firing standard APCR. And it does 390 alpha with penetration of 217mm, and he's actually loaded some HE rounds as well. Well, actually, is that the correct way round? No, that's the standard round, the AP, with 175, and he's loaded up with plenty of premium, 26 rounds of premium and 2 rounds of HE. Well, he's been spotted by the enemy already. And that's kind of made it reluctant for him to go through those gaps, because there are Arty on the enemy team, and if he goes through those gaps, Arty rounds are likely to rain down on top of him before he gets clear and into cover. Now, the IS-2 shielded was part of the Road to Berlin marathon that took place recently, and a lot of you actually picked up a IS-2 shielded. I know I was one of them actually, for both accounts, or both of the active accounts that I use. And basically it's just the shielding provides some cover from heat rounds and HE fired at certain parts of the body, the front and the sides of the turret, and also from above. You can see there, if you're in an Arty, you probably don't want to aim for the turret, you probably want to aim for the engine deck if you can, because that's part of the body that's not shielded. Now, it's the same D25T 122mm gun, which is absolutely dreadful when it comes to gun handling, I'm afraid. It's not very good gun, but it does do good damage if you can get a pen on target. And just around that corner is a KV-2. Now, it looks like the enemy's been very reluctant to come around the northwest corner of the map. Oh, here comes the the OI, and he clobbers us for 323, but we took one back for 393. We've lost our gunner, which slows down our... Oh, well, there goes the OI. I was about to say it slows down the aiming, but in this case it didn't slow him down at all. So he's got his first kill. Mr. Lan submitted a few replays to us before. In fact, actually, he came across our channel, not across What Arty Noobs the group. And oh, nice round into the KV-2 through the drive wheel for 345. Unfortunately, somebody was blocking us behind, and there's another enemy KV-2 up there, and he goes for the Arty, gets the kill. So 2 kills now. Now, is he going to hit that KV-2? Well, he's behind the rock, and he's only showing the quarter of the turret, and yeah, that poor gun handling hurts him again. Luckily, that T-34-85 has now sort of like stopped trying to block him pulling back. But that KV-2, is he loaded? No, he's just gone into cover. And he's just fired his gun, which means the T-34-85M has gone into action to try and extract some hit points. And Mr. Lan's going to go around the other side and see if he can hit this guy from behind. Oh, got hit by the M44, but he takes out the KV-2. And that's another kill. So 3 kills now from Mr. Lan. Now, we're doing this replay a little earlier than usual. Normally it would go into the queue, and in fact it did go into the queue, but then I thought, well, the thing is that if I don't do this one right now, it's going to end up on the channels of quite a few other content creators because it's so good. He's already got 3 kills and the battle's only been going for less than 4 minutes. And well, he's got a funny jerky thing with the aiming, or the reticule, going in and out of sniper mode. And there's the RT saying hello. Yep, he's lost his driver. He lost his gunner originally. Now he's lost his driver. And the problem is that he actually lost 2 crew, and he's had to fix one of them. And that means now he can't fix the driver. Of course, the best thing with these tanks is actually to fix either the gunner or the loader in circumstances where you're in a fight, because you need the guns loaded and you need them to dial in if you're going to get hits, but you don't need a driver, and the commander only affects the view range really. And over there we've got a VK3002M, We've locked onto him. Going to come up over the edge, and he's probably going to shoot at us. And we've lost sight of him. Well, there's one shot fired at him, but we blocked a shot from a box tank. So we know where the box tank is. He's over by those rocks and the trees, the fir trees, slightly to the left. With 3 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, they seem to have done rather well. Whilst we were actually going through the northwest corner, they went all the way around the other side and cleaned out our team. We've got no Arty left. They've all been killed. In fact, the enemy team's only got one Arty left, the M44, but he's about to die. Yes, he's gone. And there's the box tank. Yes, just as we thought he was. He's up there. Go for the box tank. It's the easiest one. Oh, box tank's dead. Who else? Well, the enemy's capping. And it's a bit of a drive to get back, but we're going to go for this AMX 1375 first. AFRT 3485M doesn't get in the way, which he did. It's too far for us to get back in time to reset, so we're just going to hope that the enemy tries to reset to no cap kill all. Well, that's 4 kills now for Mr. Land, taking out the P43 Biz, and he takes a round from the AMX AC46. And unfortunately, the round that went back actually bounced off because he was at the wrong angle. And you can see he's wagging, and he only takes a round in the tracks. Decides not to return fire, and now he's all alone. There's, oh my god, there's 5 enemies. He's all alone. He fires one in at the AMX AC. Again, he takes another round in the tracks. There's 2 enemies capping. There's no way he can get back in time. But he takes out the AC46, and the enemy resets the cap because they are now doing no cap kill all. Okay, he's down to 316 hit points. Going for the AMX 1375 kills him. There's only 3 enemies left, and he's completed one of his missions. I think he's got to get a few more hit points to get the next part. I think the mission was to get 6 enemy kills of 3 different types, and he's already got his top gun. So yes, he has qualified that. Okay, next enemy, VK. Didn't get that one in. Again, the terrible gun handling on this thing. It doesn't shoot very accurately, I'm afraid. Oh, one of the enemies actually behind him. Gets the VK this time. No problem. Clobbers him with that 122. And one of the enemy tanks is an IS-2 shielded. And he's sitting up there on that ridgeline. Didn't penetrate him with that premium round. Now you'd think that the enemy would realise that maybe one of them needs to be in the cap to absolutely make sure, but he's going after the T-34 and one shot's enough to take him out the game, which means now it's a one-on-one between IS-2s, and he's got a Radley Walters for killing that T-34-85M. So, one-on-one, he's got 316 hit points and his opponent is 100% health. So he's going to have to play this very cleverly, because that guy is going to have a definite advantage, and the only way really he's going to get an advantage is to shoot from an ambush position and angle his armor such that the enemy cannot penetrate him. The enemy knows where he is, and if the enemy's got any sense, he'll just drive straight back to Mr. Land's cap and start capping. If he hasn't got any sense, he'll come up here and try to kill him. And he hasn't got any sense. Takes a round for 397. That reduces him to 630 hit points. Was it 633? Mr. Land's angling, trying to get it right. So if that guy fires back, he's not going to get a good hit. And the second shot goes in. 396. A high. Was that a high roll? It is a high roll. And now the guy's actually got less hit points than Mr. Land. And he's still coming on. And we know exactly which direction he's going to come. Yeah, he's going to come straight for him. Big mistake. He's just going to poke his nose around the corner. And if he does, he's going to get it blown off. No, he's trying to side scrape now. But a bit too late, really, to be honest. All Mr. Land needs to do is get one round in the right spot, and that IS-2 is gone. He's got a Kolobanov, Radley Walters. Oh, he's turned his back to him! Oh, and he fluffed the shot! Oh my gum! How could he do that? He turned his back to Mr. Land, drove away. Mr. Land had a free shot at his ass and fluffed it. But Mr. Land's not going to give up, and neither is that enemy tank. He's just fired. He's got a long reload. 9 seconds reload. Now it's up to Mr. Land to take advantage and go for the kill. Yes! That's a win. That's a Kolobanov. And that is a Radley Walters. Well done, Mr. Land. I think we can forgive the fact that you've only fired premium ammo throughout the entire game. Look at this. It's an ace tanker in the IS-2 shielded for Mr. Land. He managed to get a hand of God, surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 8. He got a duelist as well for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. And a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points to his own vehicle. But just look at these epic medals. He got the Kolobanov Medal, the medal everyone would like to get for standing alone against at least 5 enemies and defeating them. And Mr. Land did it the hard way by killing all 5 opponents. He also picked up a Radley Walters. In fact, he did more than a Radley Walters because he was actually just 1 tank short of getting a Pools medal, but he got 9 kills and, of course, the Radleys. He also picked up a Steel War for blocking the most damage in that game. He got a High Caliber for dealing the most damage in the game. And lastly, he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills, which is 2/5 of the enemy team. Wow, that was a really good game. Took place only a few days ago. But it is an excellent one, and we had to have it on our channel. I think you'll all agree it's a superb example of how to handle the IS-2. And Mr. Land does have 1 mark of excellence on the barrel, but it won't be long before he has all 3, I should think, at this rate. You can see he got the highest damage in the game with 4,936. He easily carried his team on that one. The next high scorer was the AMX 1357 on his own team with 2,114, and after that it was the AMX AC46 with 1,576 hit points. When it came to kills, he had 9 kills, 3 times the next highest scorer, which was the IS-2 shielded on the enemy team and their VK3002M. Both had 3 kills each. Those that only represent 1/5 of the enemy, this is 3/5 of the enemy team. He definitely carried his team to victory. And when it came to base XP, 1,696 base for Mr. Land. That's an easy ace. 1,168 to the AMX 1357. And the next highest score after that was the T3485M on the enemy team with 611, who poked his nose around the corner and got blown away by Mr. Land shooting down at him. Wow, what a game. Let's have a look at detail. 21 shots fired, 18 direct hits, 16 penetrations. I think that's really down to the fact he was using APCR to make this one work, and it did work. 4,936 hit points, of which 1,151 were at more than 300 meters, so a fair number of long-range shots as well. 11 hits received from the enemy, only just qualified for the steel wall. You need 11 to get it to work. 2 penetrations, 8 non-penetrations, and 4 hits by way of splash damage. The Arty was definitely having a go at him. Of course, the first shot that hit him was an OI, and that stripped off quite a lot of hit points. But it was then a combination of the OI and the shots he was receiving from that AMX AC46. And those were the 2 standard round penetrations that hit him. But 8 non-penetrations, a lot of those shots actually hit the tracks of his vehicle, which was surprising, because the enemies you'd think would actually get it right on target, but nope, they just didn't get through. 1,865 hit points of damage blocked by the armour, and I think some of those shots you could actually attribute those to the shielding, because it may have been that the enemy aimed it at the shielding and it just blocked the shot. 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 9 killed, and on the credit side he earned 77,706 credits. But, and here's the big, he actually, after repair, ammunition, respawn, consumables, he actually made a loss of 22,277 credits. But I'm sure he won't mind that in the slightest. Yes, he did spend a lot on APCR. He spanned APCR, as Klaus would say, like a motherfucker. And yes, that's the first time I've used that word in a long time on this channel. Yes, he did spam the premium. but it worked. It really did work in this case, and if he hadn't had APCR, I think he would have had a difficult time trying to bring down some of those tanks, especially the IS-2. On the XP side, he earned 1,696 XP, got 509 for this being a premium vehicle. It does earn the higher amount of premium XP because actually it's the reward tank, and 3,053 experience points altogether. So a fantastic round there by Mr. Land. Thank you so much for sending it in to What Arty Noobs. I know some of the people who actually send them in, they like to not only to have our channel actually feature it, because we get it onto the channel a lot quicker than most other channels. It's not the commentary. I think they also like the graphic art that I produce to go with these games, which they can then feature on their desktop or whatever to celebrate the fact that they got one hell of a victory. And yeah, we like promoting battles like this because it shows that we're not just an Arty channel, we do appreciate good tank battles as well. And this was a good one by Mr. Land, so congratulations on your Kolobanov. If you enjoyed that replay, and I'm sure you know I did, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel please, and thanks for watching.